My name is Roy Benford. We moved here in 2003. The house is about 18th century, part of it is 18th century timber framed house. If you live in an old house like this, where parts of it were constructed 250 years ago, the walls are quite thin. You can insulate as much as you like upstairs, but you still have a house that loses a lot of heat through the thin walls. And this was reflected in the assessment that was done. And if you've got a house like this, why wouldn't you go for the renewable fuel incentive? Because the amount of money that they pay you incentivises you to do it. You get a much warmer house at the end of the day. And if you are my age, living in an old place with a little bit of money on spare, then it's a no-brainer, absolute no-brainer. There was a young lad came from Kunanos to plaster up and fill up the hole. That was good. The boiler was installed in where we wanted it installed, alongside the cupboard that contains all the controls. That went well. We had one or two little teething problems, but Darren came out from Kunanos and sorted those out. That was good. When Kunanos came to see us, Pete sat down in the lounge and we had a cup of coffee. He talked us through the various options that they had and through how to get the renewable heat incentive. That was most useful because I don't like filling out forms, my wife doesn't like filling out forms and all that sort of bureaucratic stuff. So there was no pressure to buy, no pressure on anything. It was talk things through, nice and peaceful, discuss the way forward, and as we took each step forward, Kunanos were there supporting us on to the next step. And this is the Klova Diva which we selected. These are the pellets. We buy them in 10 kilogram bags, and to load them, quite simply, take the top off, and 10 kilograms is not too heavy. Open up the back of the boiler. And tip them in. You can access the thermostat on the internet. And when we go away, we set it to off, and when we come back, we can set it back on again. So that the house is warm when we get back in. This boiler produces a different kind of heat to the old boiler we used to have over on the other wall. So it's sucking air in from the outside into the room, and then the boiler is sucking air from the room through the fire and up the chimney, which means you're changing the air in the house. So it's a different type of heat, much pleasanter heat than you get from, or we find it pleasanter than you get from the static.